Excellent. Do you want to say hi to the camera? Hello. Hello. You little attention-seeking baby. Oh, and we have a Stevie. Stevie the sweetie. Hey y'all, it's me, Alex. Today I've got a bag of sugar gliders. Stevie saying hello. Y'all got the two extroverted ones. The two introverts are in the bottom of the bag sleeping because I'm filming this at like 2:30 in the afternoon. Since they're nocturnal, this is like 2 a.m. for them. Maybe closer to midnight, I don't know. It's a surprise that these two are up and awake. So Stevie is the sweetest and she's saying hello. I decided that today, since today is a pet-themed video with the new ELFxJKissa palette, which I will show y'all, but the babies are just like doing the most, and I figured y'all would want to see them. But today's video is on the new ELFxJKissa collection that I just got in the mail today. I did spend the morning decorating my palette because it came with stickers in it. So there is this palette, which looks like this. The shade Confetti in mine did break. RIP my white couch. But other than that, it is obviously completely intact. There is also this brush set that is all eye brushes, which I am super excited about. And they have this little liquid eyeshadow duo called Suki to my heart because her dog is named Suki. So I think that's super cute. I also ordered it off of the ELF website and got 2 of their matte lipsticks as a freebie. I got the shade Blushing Brown and Vampy Violet. So basically, I just wanted to spend some time playing around with everything from the collection today. Yeah, and just have it be a pretty chill video. I decided to include the babies since this is like, you know, a rescue pet themed palette thing, and these are our little rescue pets and I love them very much. So yeah, I don't know how more of an introduction y'all need. I think what y'all are really here for, besides the sugar glider. Can I show you to the camera? Hello. But I think what y'all are really here for besides that is me putting the makeup on my face and giving y'all my thoughts. So I'm going to just get into that. So since this is the first impressions, I'm not going to really modify my eyeshadow base or anything like that, so I'm just going to use my NYX HD Eyeshadow Primer. I've heard for some people that it might work better if you use more of a white base. That's not something that I've like universally heard. So I'm not going to mess with this too terribly much. I'm trying to figure out what kind of look I want to do. On one hand, I want to get to as many colors as possible, but on another hand, I kind of want to match the earrings that I'm wearing today. I think that would be pretty cute. So I think I'm going to go with that. What that means is I'm going to use the ELFxJKissa J3 brush, which is this nice little kind of larger-ish blending brush, and I'm going to take that in the shade, let's see, which one do I want to use? I think I'm going to use Casey to start off with. All of these shades are named after rescue dogs, which I'm super happy about because I love a good rescue dog. And I'm just going to put that in my crease. Now that is actually really nice and pigmented, and this palette is entirely vegan. And the reds and purples and any of the shades that would have contained carmine or would not be eye safe in a lot of vegan brands are actually completely eye safe as well. So I'm kind of just like making this very big and blending it as much as possible, but I think that's a pretty good red shade. I don't mind it. I also just love a good like red to purple type of eye look. This is a pretty good start to the eye look. I do not mind it. Also, I don't know if it's the whole fact of like this being a brand new mirror, but this mirror is really fantastic. You can still see my little like fingerprints all over it, but it is a very good mirror. Okay, so I think what I want to do is I want to deepen this up with the shade Pepper. I really like how this palette is laid out because there's like the bright shades, the darker shades, and then like the shimmers. So I'm going to use the shade Pepper here, and I'll use that to deepen up my crease. I like how easily these shades really just blend together. It's a very subtle difference, but I can see the difference that these two shades make with each other. And I'm gonna I realized that I didn't blend up the first red as much on my brow bone as I did on this side, so I'm gonna try and even those out real quick. Yeah, so far so good. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use like the orange and yellow shimmers like on my lid and inner corner, and then maybe do some of the purples on like the outer corner and lower lash line. I'm gonna go in with some glitter glue on my lid, just because that's how I always do my nice little half cut creasy type situation. I do really want to play with some of the blues and greens as well, but I think that would be for another video. I'm using the e.l.f. glitter glue actually. You know, I could, if I had more e.l.f. like face products, I could almost do a full on like full face of e.l.f. And also if their BB cream didn't break me out. So I'm just gonna use the e.l.f. J1 brush, and by the way, the more precise brush I used was a J4. But I'm going to use a J1 brush because that's the one they recommend using for like packing on shades, and I'm going to go in with Suki right here, which I'm really excited about. I know that one is actually named after one of her pit bulls, so I'm going to see how much this picks that up. Okay. The shimmer is a little bit lighter than anticipated, but I want to see if maybe if I pick it up on my finger, I think that might help with the application a little bit. Yeah, I feel like the shade is like a little bit sheer when I apply it, but you know, I think I can make it work. I've already watched Rocio's first impressions with this palette, and I was so impressed with the looks that she came out with. I'm honestly just always impressed with every look that she ever does. She's just she has skills that are like god tier when it comes to eyeshadow, and I wish I could have that like level of precision. And I try. I watch her videos and I follow her tips. Okay, I'm feeling like this is pretty cute. Like, this is definitely a little bit more of a neutral lid color than I had intended. But honestly, it doesn't look that different from what comes in the pan, so I shouldn't be too mad about it. I'm just not one for orange shimmers. I guess I kind of expected it to be a little bit more vibrant like the two orange mattes, but that's okay. I think I'm going to begin my lower lash line work. So I'm going to go in with the shade Sadie here, which is like the more bright and vibrant purple. And I'm just going to dust that along with the J2 brush here. This is just a very good brush for like blending and stuff too. I love actually shapes like brush shapes like this for lower lash line work. And I'm going to connect that to the outer corner, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the darker purple shade and really like blend out the lid with that. And I'm really just going to cover up my under eye bags with this, honestly, because I'm constantly tired. And I know that this isn't a Pride palette, but this is the first rainbow palette I've ever owned, and a few friends of mine have asked me to like host a get ready with me for an online Pride festival, and I think, you know, if the blues and the greens really pan out how I want it to, this would be a good choice for that. To deepen everything up, I'm going to actually go back with the J4 brush, and I'm going to use the shade Pretty Girl, which makes me very happy because that's what I refer to a lot of my dogs that I've had over the years as my pretty girls. So I'm going to begin that at the outer corner here, and then I'm going to go into the lower lash line to really deepen it up. Yeah, I really like how that looks. Yeah, it's not like the bright rainbowy eye that I think would be, that was kind of like my first thing that I was thinking about with this palette, but I don't actually think that that's a bad thing. This one I'm having a little bit more trouble, well, that's because I didn't shape this eye as well as I did this eye, I think. Okay, now I need to clean up this eye a little bit better, so I'm just going to take a little bit more of Casey and use that to blend out the outer corner here. and kind of do the same with this side. Okay, I'm thinking, like, that was very light and not terribly intense, but you know, I wanted to just make it work a little bit more, but I really like how this look is turning out. So I'm thinking for my inner corner, I'm going to go in with Firefly here, and hopefully that'll add the amount of yellow that I want with this look. If it doesn't, I might try like adding some yellow up here. I don't know. So I'm just using my finger for Firefly, and this one is a little bit more smooth compared to Suki. And you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have used my finger because I have big fingers and a tiny inner corner, because this isn't going as anticipated. Using a brush is a much better idea for that. I don't know why I decided to use my finger for my inner corner. I never do that. I know what works. What is wrong with me? Okay, I do feel like that adds like a good amount of yellow to the look. I did realize though that I haven't used any of the liquid shadow, and I don't feel like that really has a place in this look. So I think just so y'all can actually see how the liquid shadow looks, I am gonna just swatch it really quick. This one, the green one, here is in the shade I'm Pupset, and that is what that looks like. It's this nice metallic lime green. I think when I use the more like green and purple shades of the palette, that would look super cute. Now I'm gonna swatch the white shade, which is honestly more of like a clear glitter, and this is the shade What a Pity Smile, and that's pretty cute too. I'm wondering, I might just put a little bit of What a Pity Smile just like on the center of my lid to add a little bit more metallicness. I don't know if that's actually like doing anything. I haven't used a liquid shadow in a very long time. I think that does make it look like a little bit more metallic, but that orange was a pretty metallic shade to begin with. It was a pity metallic shade to begin with. This feels pretty cute. So now that that's basically it for the collection, I am going to go in with like my mascara and my lipstick, and I will give y'all my final first impressions. Okay, so I decided to go a little extra on the lipstick since I did have the Vampy Violet freebie that I got, which I actually think that this is really nice. I like how it looks with, yeah, my eyeshadow. And I feel like this did apply actually pretty nicely. Like, it's matte, but it wasn't, it did make my lips feel crusty, so I like that a lot. One of the reasons that I don't normally go for bullet lipsticks is because I feel like it's going to move around when I do darker colors like this, but this doesn't feel like it's going to move around too much. So that's something that I'll have to kind of discover throughout the day, but that's my side thoughts on the lipstick. So let's talk about this palette first of all. With the shades that I used, I am very, very impressed. I really like how the reds played together because I love a good red eyeshadow, and I was very impressed by the fact that they made this entire palette vegan but also eye friendly, which you usually get one or the other when it comes to red eyeshadow. So I'm really happy that they were able to do both. As far as the orange metallic, I was very impressed with just simply how metallic and shiny it was even before I put the glitter topper on top of it. And the same with Firefly. Firefly is definitely a little less chunky than the orange shade, but that's all right. The purples I also think played very, very nicely. I think they look very good on my lower lash line. I wish with all my heart that there was actually a purple shimmer in this, but that got destroyed in the shipping. But you know, with all of the shades that I ended up using today, I am very impressed. I think that it was very nice. As far as the liquid shadow goes, I know I really didn't play with that too much. I planned on using a little bit more of the palette rather than these. I don't know how much of a difference you can tell on camera from when I had applied the glitter topper on top of my eyeshadow, but it does look like a little bit more dimensional in person, but I don't think you necessarily need it in order to, you know, really complete this look. I am very interested in the metallic green here. I really love shades like this, so once I play around with this palette a little bit more, I think that I'm gonna get a lot of good use out of it. It just didn't happen to go with this look. As far as the brush set goes, I was able to try 4 out of 6 of the brushes. These 4 right here, I found them all to work very well. Even this gigantic blending brush. Just because this isn't a brush shape that I normally use, but I think they might convert me into using this a little bit more for blending. This one, J1, was used to pack on the lid. This one actually surprised me pleasantly because I thought it would be a little too fluffy to really pack on a shimmer, but I think it did a very good job. And these two are probably my favorite. This is the J4 and the J2, but that's really because these are usually the kinds of shapes that I go for when it comes to eye brushes anyway. I love using brushes like these that are kind of both flat and fluffy to really do a good lower lash line, and this one to really use that to deepen up the crease, especially before a good cut crease. I didn't get a chance to use either of these 2 brushes. Honestly, I should have tried the angle brush with my brows before I came on camera. That way I could have used it, but I wasn't thinking about that when I was prepping for this video. And I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to use a J6 brush for. This is not a brush shape that I normally use, but I do want to test it out before I come back with my full review of the collection. So those are my final first impressions on this palette. Overall, I think it's really good, especially for the price and especially for being my first ever rainbow palette. By the way, I don't know if I showed y'all how I properly decorated the palette. I'm feeling really happy about it. I tried to put my name down there, but I could only get to the A part because my nails are long and the stickers are tiny, so Case volunteered to put the rest of my name on the lower part of the palette because those stickers are tiny. I don't understand who decided making stickers that tiny. It was a good idea. But I do like I love the stickers. I freaking love our dogs. I love a good pit bull and animals and all of that. This entire collection just makes me really happy, and I'm really excited to play with these shades more, and yeah, I think that's all for my first impressions. Do y'all have anything to say about this? Do you like my eyeshadow? Oh, really? Oh, is that how you feel about it? Oh my gosh. Wow, Stevie, I didn't know you felt that way. Stevie's very excited too, but I think she values sleep a little bit more right now, so I'm gonna let her sleep. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos from me. And I will see y'all in my next one. I hope you'll have a wonderful day. Bye!